Welcome back to the Crypto Crossroads, where we meet to discuss hidden gems that have massive potential. And you like deep dives that take you down the rabbit hole? Then you're at the right channel because that's all we do here. So please take the moment to hit the like button and subscribe, and we can get the show started. Okay guys, so this is the introductory video into the project called Mocaverse. The ticker is MOCA, and it is actually Animoca Brands' flagship project, which means, in my opinion, that it will be getting all hands on deck, getting the most attention, and probably financing as well, right? And as of today, June 3rd, 2025, the MOCA project is sitting around 7 cents. Also, we're not too far from seeing the testnet and the mainnet for the MOCA chain layer 1 in 2025. So without further ado, let's talk about this project. So I'm bullish on anything that Animoca Brands does. And one of the projects that caught my attention is Mocaverse, which actually led me to my findings of LightLink, right, through the Animoca Brands and Lamborghini partnership. When I first heard about Mocaverse, its token had not been launched yet. I believe that the private sale was somewhere around 3-4 cents per Mocaverse token. And once it launched, I actually bought it somewhere around 7 cents, right? And I held on to it. I started doing research and I realized that Animoca Brands was utilizing the Mocaverse token to unify the rest of its portfolio and also its partners. So in other words, the Mocaverse is being utilized to increase the network effect throughout the Web3. So to give an example, the Animoca Brands has hundreds of portfolio projects, and one of them is known as the Motorverse. And so just imagine this. The Motorverse gets connected to the Mocaverse, right? And they're made interoperable, and they can share multiple functionalities, involving cryptocurrencies and NFT assets. So then if you take the value of Motorverse and you pour it onto Mocaverse, and then you pour that onto other projects, then you are creating a network effect, right, through interoperability. So that's exactly what Mocaverse is doing. It's unifying multiple projects on the Animoca Brands and its partners. So when I heard of that, I was like, man, that's bullish. If it could be successfully achieved, then lots of money and lots of different projects are going to be created just through Mocaverse interoperability. Now, such network effect will not only benefit the businesses involved, but also retail investors who are holding on to Mocaverse and other projects attached to Mocaverse, right? But that's my speculation. It's not financial advice. Now, outside of the Mocaverse token, we also have the Mocaverse NFTs. And over time, they actually have held their value, right? And some people may look at it and say, oh man, it's overpriced for a simple picture. But trust me, it's more than just a JPEG, and it actually has utility. I say this because if you own a Mocaverse NFT, you can actually stake it and start earning experience points. I think they're called realm points. And the more you have, the more eligible you become for different rewards, such as airdrops. So far, to my knowledge, there has been 2 different Mocaverse airdrop seasons that have taken place. So basically, there's a certain amount of Mocaverse tokens allocated for each Mocaverse NFT. For example, let's say season 1 made you eligible for 30,000 Mocaverse tokens if you held and staked the Mocaverse NFT. Then season 2, again, just a illustrative example, let's say it gave you 40,000 Mocaverse tokens, right? So if you're holding on to these tokens, if you're holding on to this Mocaverse NFT and you're staking it, you're eligible for these airdrops that are slowly leaked over a period of time, right? So it doesn't mean that you stake these NFTs and you're immediately eligible for the entire season airdrop. No, you're actually leaked a small amount of Mocaverse tokens over a period of time. So that way, I'm assuming people don't just buy the NFTs, stake them, receive the airdrop and immediately sell them off, right? Which will, in my opinion, possibly create a down price action of the Mocaverse token. So I think that's kind of a genuine idea that was created by the team to avoid a huge sell-off, right? By slowly leaking these airdrops. Now, since we're talking about price action in a way, let's talk about the recent price action that Mocaverse had. So I told you guys that in the private sale, the Mocaverse tokens were going for about 3-4 cents. Once the Mocaverse token went public, it sat around 6-7 cents, right? Which is at that price today again. But we also saw a huge price spike when Mocaverse became available or partnered with some South Korean company, right? Like a telecommunications company. And the price action went from 6-7 cents all the way to 45 cents, which was a crazy gain, right? And they had momentum. And eventually that price action came back down to like 14 cents before making its way back up to 45-50 cents. And now fast forward to today, we're sitting again around 6-7 cents. But now Mocaverse has many more connections, many more technology deployments, and it is now becoming a layer 1. The testnet will be launched on Q3 2025, and the mainnet is expected to be launched around Q4 2025. So it has gone over a couple of improvements and changes, but that's something that we'll talk about in my future playlist series. I'm actually going to make deep dives on this project, but this is just an introductory video. So here's something I want to do before ending this video, and that is to talk about the Mocaverse, the Lamborghini project, and also LightLink. You know, because I mean, I'm really bullish on LightLink, and I found this project through Mocaverse. So let's talk about the Lamborghini partnership, right? So essentially, the Lamborghini is creating its own metaverse that is being powered by the infrastructure provided by LightLink, right? And Animoca Brands is involved because it's integrating these Lamborghini NFTs, which are interoperable vehicles, into the Animoca Brands projects, such as the Motorverse, which has its own token called the Rarible token. And this is just a really awesome integration of Lamborghini NFTs into games that are actually already live, right? Is racing games. So the Mocaverse actually has its own Lamborghini version, and so does LightLink, right? So that's something that is bullish, and that is actually how I came across LightLink. I was checking out the Lamborghini NFTs, and I came across LightLink, you know, as the infrastructure. So anyways, that's something that I have talked about in the past. I will continue to elaborate on it in the future. But in the meantime, if you like this video and you want a future video, then please hit the like and subscribe button. Do me a favor and check out my deep dive playlist on LightLink IXS. And thank you for stopping by. Remember that God is good, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.